When it comes to understanding whether a woman is truly ready for commitment, there is one truth you must internalize. Actions always speak louder than words. It's easy for someone to say all the right things, to promise loyalty, devotion, and long-term intentions. Words can be convincing, comforting, and even intoxicating. A woman might tell you she wants a serious relationship, that she's tired of games, or that you're the only one she's interested in. At first, it may feel like validation of your feelings, a reassurance that you're in the right place at the right time. But here's the reality. If her actions don't align with what she says, those words are meaningless. Commitment is not defined by what is said. It is defined by consistent, tangible behavior. Someone ready for a serious, stable relationship will make time for you, prioritize your needs alongside hers, and show up consistently, day after day, in both big and small ways. On the other hand, someone who isn't ready may say all the things you want to hear, but their habits will reveal their true priorities. She might frequently cancel plans, make excuses for being unavailable, or show inconsistent levels of interest. Perhaps she only reaches out when it's convenient for her, leaving you questioning where you stand. This inconsistency is a silent but undeniable signal that her commitment is not genuine. The challenge many men face is the temptation to rationalize her words over her behavior. You might tell yourself, she loves me, she just has a busy schedule. Or, she's just testing me, she'll come around. But the longer you justify repeated patterns of neglect, the more you compromise your own emotional stability. Recognizing this distinction between words and actions is not about being cynical, it's about being honest with yourself. Your time, energy, and emotional investment are valuable. You deserve someone whose behavior confirms what they say, not someone whose promises are empty. Observing actions over words requires careful attention and emotional honesty. Notice how she handles responsibilities, how she communicates in challenging moments, and how she integrates you into her life. Small, everyday gestures like showing up on time, keeping commitments, and being emotionally available are far more telling than any grand declaration of love. Over time, patterns become impossible to ignore. A woman ready for real commitment consistently demonstrates reliability, integrity, and care, while someone who isn't ready will consistently leave you feeling uncertain, anxious, or unimportant. Ultimately, the lesson is clear. Don't let yourself be swayed by charming words alone. Words can inspire hope, but actions reveal truth. If her actions consistently align with her words, you can feel confident in her intentions. If they don't, it's a clear sign to reconsider how much of your heart and energy you invest. Understanding this distinction is the first step toward protecting yourself and building relationships that are genuine, healthy, and truly reciprocal. Another clear indicator that a woman may not be ready for a committed, stable relationship is her constant need for attention. Attention-seeking behavior often goes unnoticed at first because it can be disguised as charm, playfulness, or confidence. But if you look closer, it becomes apparent that her sense of self-worth and emotional stability depends on the validation she receives from others, especially men. This is not about being critical or judgmental. It's about recognizing patterns that can affect your relationship and your own emotional well-being. A woman who is emotionally available and ready for a serious relationship draws her confidence from her own values, actions, and decisions. She doesn't rely on the approval of others to feel validated or important. In contrast, a woman who constantly seeks attention is always fishing for compliments, likes, or reactions from multiple sources. She might spend hours on social media curating images, engaging in flirtatious conversations, or maintaining interactions with men who clearly have no intention of commitment. While some of this behavior can be harmless, when it becomes a pattern, it shows that her focus is not on building a meaningful connection with you. This attention-seeking behavior also creates imbalance in a relationship. You may find yourself constantly competing for her attention or feeling insecure about her interactions with other men. Instead of feeling secure and valued, you may feel drained, anxious, or unappreciated. This is not the foundation of a healthy relationship. A committed partner gives you reassurance through consistent attention, prioritization, and emotional support, rather than leaving you uncertain and questioning your place in their life. It's important to understand that needing validation is human. Everyone wants to feel seen and appreciated. The difference lies in the degree and source of that validation. Someone ready for commitment seeks emotional connection within the relationship and builds trust and closeness. Someone who is not ready relies on outside attention to fill emotional gaps and boost self-esteem. This is a sign that she may not be ready to fully invest in a relationship with you because her focus is divided and her emotional energy is scattered. Recognizing this pattern is essential for protecting yourself and maintaining your own emotional health. Observe whether her attention and affection are consistent or if they fluctuate depending on external validation. Notice whether she prioritizes interactions with others over spending meaningful time with you. Trust your instincts. Your feelings of insecurity or unease are signals that the dynamic may not be healthy. Ultimately, understanding attention-seeking behavior is not about labeling her as promiscuous or bad. It's about identifying whether she is emotionally available and capable of genuine commitment. A woman who is ready for a serious relationship demonstrates self-respect, mutual respect, and the ability to focus her attention and energy on building a meaningful partnership. Recognizing when someone is seeking validation elsewhere allows you to make informed decisions about your time, energy, and heart, and ensures that you invest in a relationship that is truly reciprocal and fulfilling. In any relationship, consistent and reliable communication is one of the clearest indicators of a person's intentions and priorities. If a woman frequently disappears for hours, days, or even longer periods, and only resurfaces when it benefits her, this is a red flag that she may not be ready for a serious, committed relationship. Inconsistency in communication is more than just a minor annoyance. It is a reflection of where you stand in her life and whether you are truly a priority. A woman who is genuinely invested in a relationship will make a conscious effort to maintain contact, keep you informed about her life, and show that she values your time and emotional investment. She understands that relationships are built on trust, reliability, and the feeling of being present for one another. When she disappears without explanation, leaves messages unanswered, or only reaches out when she needs something, it signals that her focus is on herself and her own convenience rather than on building a meaningful connection with you. This behavior can be confusing because it often comes with mixed signals. She might send loving messages at times, make promises to spend time together, or act affectionate in short bursts. These moments can create hope, leading you to believe that her intentions are genuine. However, over time, the pattern becomes undeniable. Her communication is irregular, and her availability is unpredictable. The emotional roller coaster this creates can be draining, leaving you feeling anxious, insecure, or questioning your own worth. It is also important to recognize the psychology behind this pattern. People who are not ready for commitment often keep their partners off balance, whether consciously or unconsciously. They maintain control by making their presence unpredictable, which can make the moments they do show up feel more intense and rewarding. While this might feel exciting initially, it is ultimately unsustainable and unhealthy for a relationship that requires stability, trust, and emotional intimacy. Understanding this pattern requires honesty with yourself and careful observation. Ask yourself, are her disappearances frequent and unexplained, or are they occasional and justified? Does she make an effort to communicate when she is away? Or do you feel left in the dark? Does she prioritize your relationship, or does it seem secondary to her own convenience or other interests? Your answers to these questions reveal more about her intentions than any words she might say to reassure you. Ultimately, consistent communication is not a superficial expectation. It is a cornerstone of trust and commitment. If her behavior shows a lack of effort in this area, it is a strong signal that she may not be ready for the level of emotional investment you deserve. Recognizing these patterns allows you to make informed decisions about your relationship and protect yourself from unnecessary heartache. A woman who is ready for commitment will consistently show up, communicate openly, and make you feel valued and prioritized. When that consistency is missing, it is not a reflection of your worth. It is a reflection of her readiness for a serious relationship. One of the most revealing signs that a woman may not be ready for commitment is her tendency to keep her options open. This behavior shows up in subtle ways, such as maintaining flirtatious friendships, staying active on dating apps, or even sending mixed signals about her availability. While it may seem harmless at first or easy to dismiss, keeping options open is a clear indication that she is not fully invested in a single relationship. When someone is genuinely ready to commit, they make a conscious choice to focus their time, energy, and emotional resources on building a connection with one person, you. A woman who is not ready to fully commit often struggles with prioritization. She may enjoy your company and seem affectionate in the moment, yet simultaneously invest energy in other men, or maintain connection that undermine her ability to focus on a single partner. This behavior can create uncertainty, confusion, and emotional instability for you. You may find yourself constantly questioning her intentions, feeling insecure, or wondering whether she is being honest about her feelings. These doubts are not imagined. They are grounded in the reality of her actions. Keeping options open is often rooted in a desire for control, validation, or freedom. By not committing fully, she maintains flexibility and avoids accountability for her choices. She can explore different experiences, receive attention from multiple sources, and avoid the vulnerability that comes with true emotional intimacy. While this may give her a sense of excitement or independence, it leaves you in a state of uncertainty and can prevent the relationship from progressing in a healthy, meaningful way. It's important to note that recognizing this pattern is not about accusing or judging her, it's about protecting yourself. Observe her behavior objectively. Does she prioritize spending time with you over other interactions? Does she maintain friendships that clearly cross boundaries or flirtation lines? Does she remain on dating platforms despite being in a relationship with you? These actions, more than her words, will reveal whether she is truly ready for a committed partnership or if she is keeping herself open to multiple possibilities. Being aware of this pattern also allows you to make conscious choices about your own boundaries. You deserve a relationship in which your partner chooses you fully and demonstrates loyalty through both words and actions. If a woman is keeping options open, it's unlikely that the level of emotional security and consistency you need will be present. Recognizing this early can save you from unnecessary heartache, disappointment, and wasted time. Ultimately, someone ready for commitment shows clarity in their intentions and decisiveness in their choices. They communicate openly, prioritize your relationship, and demonstrate through consistent actions that they are fully present. When a woman keeps options open, it is not a reflection of your worth. It is a reflection of her readiness for commitment. Understanding this distinction is critical for maintaining emotional health, establishing boundaries, and investing in relationships that are genuinely reciprocal and fulfilling. By trusting your observations and prioritizing consistency, you empower yourself to recognize when someone is truly ready to build a meaningful, committed connection with you. Another significant indicator that a woman may not be ready for commitment is a lifestyle that revolves around seeking external validation. This can manifest in a variety of ways, from frequent partying and late-night socializing to carefully curated social media posts designed to attract attention. While enjoying life and expressing oneself is natural, when someone consistently seeks approval and admiration from others rather than cultivating meaningful connections with their partner, it can signal emotional unavailability and a lack of readiness for a serious relationship. A woman who is committed and emotionally mature draws satisfaction from personal growth, the quality of her relationships, and shared experiences with her partner. She does not rely on constant external validation to feel confident or worthy. In contrast, a woman whose life is structured around external attention often prioritizes being admired, desired, or envied by others over building trust and intimacy in a relationship. This behavior may initially seem harmless or playful, but it can create imbalance and insecurity for her partner. You may notice that she frequently posts provocative images, shares updates designed to generate attention, or actively seeks compliments from men outside the relationship. These behaviors indicate that her emotional energy is divided and that she is more focused on perception than genuine connection. A lifestyle driven by attention seeking can also affect priorities within the relationship. For instance, she may choose social events, late-night outings, or online interactions over spending quality time with you. She may cancel plans at the last minute, focus on appearances rather than emotional depth, or be more concerned with the reactions of others than your feelings or needs. This pattern creates a dynamic where her partner feels undervalued or secondary, which is inconsistent with the foundation of a healthy, committed relationship. It is important to recognize that seeking occasional validation is normal for everyone. We all enjoy recognition from others at times. The key difference lies in whether external attention dominates her emotional landscape and affects how she invests in the relationship. If she consistently prioritizes public admiration or social approval over nurturing the partnership, it is a clear sign that she may not be fully ready to commit. Observing her lifestyle choices and habits provides insight into her true priorities and emotional availability. Understanding this pattern is essential for protecting your own emotional well-being. A woman who is ready for commitment demonstrates balance in her life. She enjoys social interaction but also invests deeply in her partner and the relationship. She prioritizes intimacy, consistency, and mutual respect over fleeting attention. Recognizing when her focus is elsewhere allows you to make conscious decisions about your boundaries, expectations, and the level of investment you offer. Ultimately, a relationship thrives on shared priorities, emotional reciprocity, and trust. When a woman's lifestyle is built primarily around external validation, it signals that she may not yet be capable of providing the stability and commitment you deserve. By observing patterns, understanding intentions, and trusting your instincts, you empower yourself to invest in relationships that are meaningful, consistent, and genuinely reciprocal. One of the most powerful tools a man can have in a relationship is his intuition. And when it comes to recognizing whether a woman is truly ready for commitment, trusting your gut is essential. Even when everything appears fine on the surface, when her words are kind, her actions occasionally affectionate, and her presence seemingly warm, there is often a deeper sense, a subtle feeling that something is off. This intuition is not paranoia. It is a natural response to inconsistencies in behavior and emotional signals. Learning to listen to this inner voice can save you from confusion, heartache, and wasted time. Your gut instinct reacts to patterns that may not be immediately visible. Perhaps she is inconsistent in her communication, keeps options open, or seeks constant external validation. These behaviors create small, repeated signals that your subconscious picks up on before your conscious mind can fully articulate them. Over time, these signals accumulate into a general feeling of unease or uncertainty. It may manifest as wondering whether she is being entirely honest, feeling anxious about her interactions with others, or questioning whether you are truly a priority in her life. This intuitive sense is trying to guide you toward the truth of the relationship, even when her words attempt to reassure you otherwise. It is important to understand that intuition is not meant to replace evidence or observation. It complements it. Your feelings of doubt or discomfort should prompt you to notice patterns and behaviors more carefully. Observe whether her actions consistently align with her words, whether she invests in the relationship emotionally, and whether she prioritizes you over distractions or outside attention. When you combine your observations with your gut instinct, you gain a clearer, more accurate picture of her intentions and readiness for commitment. Ignoring your intuition can have serious consequences. Many men rationalize or dismiss their gut feelings because they hope for the best or fear conflict. They tell themselves, "She loves me, she'll come around," or "I must be overreacting." However, repeated dismissal of these signals often leads to frustration, disappointment, and emotional exhaustion. By trusting your intuition, you give yourself the clarity to recognize when a relationship is not aligned with your needs and values, and you empower yourself to act in ways that protect your emotional well-being. A woman who is genuinely ready for commitment will create an environment in which your intuition feels calm, secure, and confident. There will be alignment between her words, actions, and priorities, leaving no need for constant questioning or second-guessing. On the other hand, inconsistency, emotional distance, and hidden agendas trigger the natural instinct to question, analyze, and feel uncertain. Your intuition acts as an internal compass, pointing you toward the truth of the relationship. Ultimately, learning to trust your gut is not about mistrust or cynicism. It is about self-respect, clarity, and emotional intelligence. It helps you identify patterns, understand intentions, and make informed decisions about where to invest your heart and energy. By listening to your intuition, you protect yourself from unnecessary confusion and heartbreak, and you increase the likelihood of forming relationships that are authentic, consistent, and genuinely reciprocal. When something feels temporary, inconsistent, or off, trust that feeling. It is a signal, not a suspicion, and it can guide you to the truth about her readiness for commitment.